Hi, my name is Corey Gerard, and this is Monster Wars Battles. And now you will see Darth Vader versus Freddy Krueger in part 3 of their epic struggle. So Freddy continues to reveal things to young Anakin Skywalker. Then suddenly another lit viewer begins to show images, so Anakin looks on as shown doing. The name Springwood now appears in a city sign while the flow motion is seen moving towards it from a distance. Next, a more speedy motioning goes to a street sign named Elm Street, and then to a middle-class looking home. Now Anakin is shown recognizing that same street and home in which he arrived at earlier. So a little boy named Jeffrey Thompson is now seen riding his training wheeled bike in front of this Elm Street home as his mother Marge watches with a smile. Then a loud smoke detector is heard coming from the inside of the house, so Marge runs and opens the door to check on it. She then sees smoke and says, "Come on, Jeff, get on the front porch. Mommy will be right back." So Marge hurries to her baby Nancy, who's sleeping in her crib right by the door, and Nancy seems fine while wide awake now. Then the mother rushes to the kitchen and then turns off a overheated pot. Then this lady quickly rushes to her son outside, but notices that he's missing. Next, this scene suddenly goes to an abandoned boiler room on the edge of town. We then see an unburnt Fred Krueger chasing little Jeff on this building's upper deck, and Freddy is wearing his glove of razors. Now Jeffrey is shown slipping and falling from the high placement and lands on his back. Krueger then approaches the kid and replies, "Damn, I missed my chance." So this infamous slasher kneels down closer to a dying child, and then Jeff's soul is seen jumping into Freddy Krueger's body after the child grabbed his gloved hand. Now Krueger is shown struggling with the merging of two souls, but soon gets control over that situation. Then this scene leaps ahead to the parents burning Freddy alive because of him killing their children. Freddy is next shown being born again by the very darkness that created him in the first place. Now Anakin hears Freddy's voice again, which says, "Now pay close attention to your second coming, little Jeffrey Thompson." Then suddenly another viewer rolls a film of two dark hooded figures working by a large standing bowl, and they look to be performing some type of a ritual. Oh, the bowl appears to be full of a glowing gel energy. Anakin knows that these dark figures are Sith Lords because he recognizes one as his master, Darth Sidious, or Emperor Palpatine. Krueger is next heard saying, "Yes, your lordship, it seems your master and his were trying to manipulate the very fabrics of darkness, and they were very successful at that." Then suddenly the green energy gel is seen rising above these dark lords of the Sith, and then the scene around the glowing gel goes dark. Now that same mystical energy is seen flying through the purest darkness, and then it's shown reaching the burnt-looking Freddy Krueger, who's seen in a surrounding blackness with his hat, glove, and Christmas sweater on. Now the green gel mystic is shown entering Freddy, and then the energy is seen attaching on Jeff's soul. and turning its pure white light into a glowing green light. Freddy is then shown smiling and replies, "Yes, I know what I must do next." Now the motioning moves at a very fast pace, and then countless planets are seen as they come and go. Then the motion stops at one world in particular and heads for the surface of it. Then shortly after that, a brunette human white female comes into view, and she's now seen entering her hut-style home on this daytime evening. She is a slave girl named Shimmy Skywalker. Anakin's face is then shown and his eyes appear to water. Now Anakin sees his mother preparing to go to sleep as the nighttime on this world sets in. So she then closes her eyes in bed. Then suddenly, Shimmy's bed begins to shake, so she opens her eyes and sees a burnt-looking Freddy on top of her bed. Shimmy then tries to move, but she's somehow paralyzed by Freddy. Krueger now removes his hat and pulls back her covers. Tears are then shown streaming down the sides of her eyes. Freddy then lifts up her bedwear and replies, "Don't worry, babe, our kid will do great things." So Freddy proceeds to violate her. Then an internal view of him and her shows the soul of Jeffrey Thompson leaving Freddy and entering Shimmy through the process of impregnation. Then all of a sudden, the viewer screen shut off and Anakin finds himself surrounded by darkness again. Then the shaken teen falls to the ground and says, "No, you can't be my father too." So Freddy responds by saying, "Yes, it's true, my son, because I provided the soul and soup for your resurrection." Freddy next says, "And I must admit, you've become exactly like your dear old dad, Freddy." Then soon after that remark, all of the viewers cut on around Anakin again and show him initially killing alien kids, turning to the dark side and killing more children inside of the Jedi Temple as well. And then a image shows Anakin Skywalker being burnt alive on Mustafar for those same crimes. And next, a scene shows Anakin bowing down to Emperor Palpatine and then doing great evil in his service while wearing Vader's famous dark armored suit confinement. Then Freddy is heard saying, "But you now have to die, my son, to become as powerful as your daddy." Then Anakin turns around and sees that Freddy is about to attack him with the razor glove, but Anakin avoids the strike by waking up as an older and scarred Darth Vader, who's now shown sitting in his meditation chamber. This Dark Lord of the Sith is 39 years old now. The scene next goes to an outer space view, and then 5 Star Destroyers are shown, which are in the command of Darth Vader for a secret mission in uncharted space. Then Vader's mask and helmet are seen attaching to his head. Now a loud breathing is heard, and then Vader hears Freddy's voice, which says, "It ain't over yet, Lord Vader." The scene then changes in a hurry and goes to an earthly-looking research center in the daytime. Now scientists can be seen coming and going through the outer entrance of this building. Oh, there are also government agents here that are wearing black and blue suits with ID badges clipped on, and they are entering and exiting this steel and glass building too, as shown doing so. Then we are taken on a guided tour of the inside and first come across heavily armed guards just beyond the front entrance. Then many patient rooms are displayed that look like an advanced medical hospital because slide cards only access these type of patient rooms to open. And some of the male and female doctors appear to be wearing dark sunglasses that have a surrounding light emission. Then suddenly big words pop up on the screen that say the CIA Research Center for Supernatural and Paranormal Activity. Now the motion is shown moving closer to a patient's room, and then it goes inside. We then see a demonic possessed woman as she lay in bed, but a female doctor wearing a pair of neon sunglasses attends to her needs. The motion next speeds out of this room in a hurry and into another one. Then a male white patient is seen sticking his hand inside of a portable TV screen. So it appears that this guy has dimensional powers. The scene then leaves this room very quickly as well. Next, a blue suit female government agent and a white lab coat male doctor are shown heading to an end of the hall's room, and both of them are wearing those electric sunglasses, which are completely lined with a blue neon light. Now the agent pulls out a slide key card and then slides it across a room's lock. The door then opens, so the agent and doctor are shown going inside. The room lights then brighten up more, and then Nancy Thompson is shown laying in a bed. She appears to be in a deep sleep or coma while hooked to a vital sign machine. Now the government agent says there's been recent paranormal activity at her old home because our monitors have indicated off the chart readings. So can you determine if there's a connection between that and her? So the male doctor takes off his sunglasses and reveals soul-searching eyes which glow bright blue. Then he puts his right hand on Nancy's chest to determine if her soul is back in her body, as seen doing so. Then shortly later, the doctor says no, her separated soul has not rejoined its body. We then see the doctor put back on his dark shades. So the lovely blonde female agent responds by walking up to Nancy and then puts her mouth near the coma patient's right ear and says, "Nancy, you must become whole again. Don't let Fred Krueger win. Nancy, you are not dead, so come home." Then the scene is shown slowly leaving through the outside window as the agent is heard saying, "Nancy, you were somehow lost in your past, but you need only remember your true self." Then that highlighted word, remember, 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 is heard 3 times as this scene is shown fading away. Next, the motioning is seen arriving inside of Christian Parker's dream. Now Nancy is shown hugging her deceased father as the surviving dream warriors, Christian, Kincaid, and Joey, look on. Then suddenly Freddy Krueger is seen stabbing Nancy with his glove of razors, but when Krueger sticks the razors in deeper, a shield is shown forming around Nancy's heart to protect it. So the scene skips ahead and Krueger is shown being temporarily destroyed. Next, Christian is shown holding a dying Nancy, and then this dream warrior replies, "I'm gonna dream you into the best beautiful dream forever and ever and ever." Then Nancy's soul lifts up and out of her dream body and suddenly is shown disappearing. Then the scene jumps to the crime scene inside of the mental hospital where Nancy worked. Now the police are shown investigating this apparent dream crime as Christian, Joey, and Kincaid are shown being questioned. We next see the bodies of the other two dream warriors being covered up, but Nancy's body is not amongst them. The motion then quickly moves to another room where Nancy is now seen laying on an EMS stretcher. Then one of the two attendants replies, "Her pulse is very low. She could go at any moment." A close-up of Nancy's face is shown as her gray strand of hair stands out as shown doing so. The scene is then shown moving through her body, and then a very beautiful colored sky is seen, which doesn't appear of Earth. Nancy's soul is next shown arriving here, and it looks exactly like her old body. Now the heroine appears to be happy with her situation and begins to smile. Then suddenly Nancy finds herself being greeted by a variety of alien-looking souls from all over the cosmos, but some are human too, and these other pleasant souls number in the many dozens. So Nancy and they are now shown in a field surrounded by sparkling star-shaped flowers as the golden sun above makes a smiling face. Then the name of this place is now shown in the sky above, which appears in sparkle words that say, "The beautiful dream." So Nancy looks up and sees it, and next replies, "Christian, you sent me here," as shown saying so. Stay tuned for part 4 of this epic.